The following is paid programming and is operated and produced independently. The current views and opinions expressed belong solely to the operators and do not represent the views or opinions of Family Flavors, The Slide, WBN, Inc., its affiliates, its sister companies, or respective companies which these individuals are affiliated or have been previously affiliated. The program's participants' opinions and content are based upon information they consider reliable, but neither Family Flavors, The Slide, WBN, Inc., nor its affiliates warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be considered as such. All rights to the media broadcasted on this platform belong solely to the copyright owners of said media. Family Flavors, The Slide, WBN, Inc., and its affiliates do not make claims to own the media broadcasted on our network.
Hey everybody, this is TJ with Glow Growth and Development. How you guys doing? It's been a while since I've been in Colorado Springs. Just wanted to come on today and share some things with you guys. I've got a guest with me today. His name's Jason Gayton. We met selling sales and marketing with Angie, a construction service-oriented company. Did $1.2 billion last year. Big company. And we were working in their sales and marketing department. And I met Jason. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina. We got to chit-chat and talking business. He's got quite a history in the business world, and I wanted to bring him on today and let him share some things with you guys, because a lot of you guys are business owners, entrepreneurs yourself, and anytime we can bring a blessing to you with some additional information and knowledge, I would like to do that. So if you got a pen handy, bust it out, pen and paper, and let's get started. So, hello, Mr. Jason.
Hey. Hello from Durham, North Carolina.
Durham, North Carolina. Okay, how far away is that from Raleigh?
It's just a stone's throw. It's 15, 20 minutes in the car.
Gotcha. So, you and I met in the sales and marketing world. What kind of industries or background did you have prior to where you and I met?
Yeah, great question. So, business really started early for me in childhood. I started making money doing, service stuff early on, 6 years old. I put together a marketing flyer in middle school and did some leaf raking, so it was just in the blood. My grandfather was a general contractor in the construction industry, so it just kind of runs in the family. And then I in the professional world, I've been in a couple of tech startups, and I've also been in the tech services industry for the larger consulting firms. And I have my own business as well as a consultant for a while. And now I do a lot of startup and strategy consulting for clients. And you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can visit my website, jasongayton.com, where I talk a little bit more about business. I have a business blog. I talk about personal stuff on there as well.
Right on. So one of the things that you and I had previously talked about, some of the words that you and I use are vision, talking about vision, purpose, passion. So tell me a little bit about, what your thoughts are there.
Yeah, language is important. What I mean by that, you should think, well, it's obvious. In business, we communicate our vision through language. So words have meaning. Words have different meanings in different contexts. Words have, paint pictures and what can be. So vision, obviously, is an important one where you're using a set of words to describe the ideal future. There's some problem, and there's some solution, and there's a vision for that. The vision obviously goes beyond just that particular problem. It's really what you're looking to do to add value and to impact other people their businesses and ultimately society. And there's a lot of talk about that goes beyond, traditional, business language that just describes the bottom line. And a vision is something now with technology at the helm of everything and in the center of everything. It changes, it transforms entire industries. And so I have that, innovative tech background. So a vision of something is important, but if you don't have the vehicle to deliver that, which a lot of it is language, and a lot of people have the entrepreneurial chops. A lot of people have the the entrepreneurial spirit, the drive, the creativity, but they may lack the business background, and that's okay. You learn on the way. And I've heard some of the well-known Mark Cuban, for example, say essentially you end up obtaining the equivalent of an MBA degree. Not everybody can afford to go to school and get an MBA. Not everybody has to do that, but there's a need to have a language, I've found, that is an intersection between people who have the entrepreneurial spirit, they have a vision, but they need the vehicle to connect to, in plain language, connect to things like strategy and the practical aspects of marketing and a business model, maneuvering that business model and managing. And I like to put together languages that simplify things, use analogies that people are very familiar with to bring some really, I would say, big picture and basics. So, I'm working on a book called The ABCs of Business.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask what books, because books help you with your language. What books, like what one or two books would you recommend? Like you said, you're writing a book, ABCs of Business. What other books would you say, like 1 and 2, that would be right in line with what you're talking about?
So 2 essentials. E-Myth is one. So that's been around for a while, and I kind of have a spin on E-Myth. I think that I agree with the 3 roles. That there's an entrepreneur, the technician, and the manager. So E-Myth was really by Michael Gerber. E-Myth, it was a very good simplification, a very good modern day parable of businesses. So it's still very, very relevant. I would recommend that. And then the other one is Lean Startup. So Lean Startup is a great book. It's like a recipe. It's like Lean Startup is like taking the startup business world and all of its complexity and putting together a set of formulas to follow, like a recipe, like you're baking a cake. And here's what you do, here's what you do, step 1, step 2, step 3. So those are the 2 books that I have learned and continue to revisit and learn so much from, in addition to some of the my own business experience and the MBA coursework that I've taken as well.
Right on. So, what are some things? So we have entrepreneurs on the show here listening in. What would you say, or of course reading the book, what would you say is one of the first things that they could do as far as brand recognition for themselves, brand recognition for their business? What are some tips that you have for that?
Well, that's a big one. Yeah, I think brand recognition is definitely something that evolves over time. One of the things that really stuck out to me was a really big epiphany, and this big aha moment was realizing that brand is something that's dynamic. Brand is even more so something that is dynamic in the modern world of change, constant change, complexity. It was the VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. So what you are in the beginning, especially for a startup, you're really discovering your brand. You're really uncovering what it is that makes you unique, and also the experience that your customers have of you that you discover that you may not know. There's this tool called the Johari Window. It's a model for awareness. What you know about yourself that somebody else doesn't know about you, and what the other person knows about you that you don't know about yourself. So if you're a business that's really going to thrive, then you're going to be immersed in feedback, customer feedback. You're going to be really immersed in the customer experience. And from the very beginning to who are you, brand recognition. Brand at the beginning is definitely something that's not the same at the end of the journey. When you're a startup company versus when you have scaled your business, that should necessarily evolve through those phases.
Yeah, I can see for myself how that evolution is occurring and has occurred over the last, I talk about Glow starting in October of 2018. Here we are 4 years later, and I can definitely see how there's been evolution just in that business. So we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to play a little bit of music. We're going to play a quick song, take a break, and we will be right back, and Jason's going to go into some more information for you guys. Talk to you soon.
The ideal customer outside of that would be a startup, a tech startup. That's my background in that space. So that would be the ideal customer there.
Okay, and why is it important to define the ideal client?
Yeah, I think that it's to professional skill set, one, and two is really what your purpose is in business, to serve that industry, to serve that particular person, and your passion for serving those clients or solving a problem. If you have a product, what you're doing for that person, it's very important to know which within your industry a very specific profile for a person, because you can't be everything to everyone, and you don't necessarily want to provide a service or solution to someone that is not a good fit for. Their products are maybe in the same industry, services may be in the same industry, but there are very different needs and expectations that different clients have. So you really need to understand what that is, and I have a process that goes from the outside in, a really big industry, the whole big entire opportunity, and then focuses and narrows it down, and really outlines and discovers who that ideal client is.
So if
it's just going to be natural. And we can get into a little bit more of that in another session that we talk about that.
Yeah, so if one of the listeners or some of the listeners wanted to actually do that exercise with you, How could they do that?
Yeah, just reach out to go on jasongayton.com and fill out that small form and provide your contact information, and I will get back with you and send you some more information, and we can go from there.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you. Well, everybody, that's...
How about
Yeah, go ahead.
you? How about you two, Jay? Who's your ideal client?
Who's my ideal client? My ideal client is somebody that is willing and ready to take action, right? Because if you don't take action, we can just sit here and talk all day long. I was having a conversation with somebody, a loved one, earlier today, and and I told him I was I was excited. I'll use the word excited. But I was like, you're like my freaking clients, right? But you don't take action. You got to change your words like you were talking about. You got to change how you talk. You got to make a decision. You got to visualize it, and you got to have some emotion. And when you put those three things together, then you can start making things happen. And if you continue to drag around your past, drag around all these old paradigms, these old thoughts and beliefs, you're not going to go anywhere because you're anchored to the past. You got to let that crap go and start fresh from this moment, right today. Not even 6 years ago, not even 2 years ago, not even yesterday. Today, right this moment, start fresh and brand new. So anyway, you guys got me fired up a little bit. So
somebody who's ready to take your advice and take action.
take action, yeah.
They know, they have some awareness that they need to make a change.
Yeah, or they're sitting there complaining and they don't want to be where they're at and they're whining and miserable. I'm like, well, change it. Everybody's got choice. God gave you free will, right? So why should anybody else stop you from making a choice and a decision? If you don't like something, change it. Drop. Mic drop.
How can they get in touch with you?
Well, theglowcenter.com, and then Facebook, LinkedIn, Glow Growth and Development, YouTube. I'm all over the place. Love you guys. You have a great afternoon, and feel free to reach out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.